11th-ranked Syracuse was this close to making it a one-goal game with just 20 seconds remaining. But Finn Thompson's goal would be called back on a goal mouth violation, so the Orange fell 14-12 to number 8 North Carolina. Syracuse scored 4 goals in the last 2.5 minutes, but it was just too little too late for SU. Forward Bryn Sorella's stick was hot in Syracuse Ice Hockey's 4-1 victory over Robert Morris today. While it may be a new season, it was the same old Syracuse men's lacrosse, and its 11-7 loss to the Maryland Terps. Hello everybody, how's it going? I'm John Boccio here. I've got your sports update for tonight. Hoop season is finally here for Syracuse women's basketball, and SU had the chance to start out with a bang. It took on Stony Brook in its season opener with head coach Felicia Leggett-Jack's 400th career win on the line. Could she complete the near half-century feat? They say you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Well, Syracuse men's soccer came up empty on every shot it fired off in a 1-0 loss to Duquesne on Friday night. While the Orange may have quadrupled the Dukes in shots and more than tripled them on shots on target, execution just wasn't in the cards for the Orange tonight.
How did that affect SU?
So the biggest way that it affected SU, and Gary Gate and Joey Spallina touched on this one in the presser, is the fact that it actually gave him a good amount of rest and some mental health days that were much needed in the middle of the season. Let's show you how the full game went down with our game highlights. All right, Syracuse and NC State, and this one started out fast. NC State wins the tip-off, and laying it up for 2 was Darian Williams. You'll hear that name quite a lot tonight. And, well, here he is again, a 26-footer from deep. Quadir Copeland on the assist. You'll hear that one as well. So Williams puts the Wolfpack up 8. Donnie Freeman, a quick response for SU. He had 2 triples in the first half and 16 first-half points. SU within 1, just about 13 left to go. Quadir Copeland right down Broadway. 8 points, 6 assists in the first half alone against the Orange. But SU wasn't gone just yet. Nate King's his first 3-point attempt of the night. His first shot as well. He knocks that one down. SU within 6, 2.5 to play. Donnie Freeman hits his second triple, his only 2 triples of the game. Then 10 seconds to go. Kyle down low, bodies off his man, and gets the bunny in for 2. Syracuse down 4 heading into the locker rooms, and that was when NC State took over. Darian Williams, another trifecta. And oh wait, here he is again. You can't get much more wide open than that. NC State up 9 with 15.5 to play. Quadir Copeland comes right back down the lane, the and-one bucket, and gets Sadiq White to foul out with 11.5 minutes remaining. And then look at this play right here. Syracuse showing a little bit of life. William Kyle, an incredible block, and what happens on the other end? Nate George smokes the layup. Syracuse down 11. I mean, great athleticism on the block, but just not quite enough. And then this was when the chaos really started. Quadir Copeland, another jam down the lane to put NC State up 14 with just about 2 minutes to go. Gotta have that guy against his former squad, and as you can see, things got really ugly. The Calvin Russell show happened in the Lenovo Center, and look at this one. The layup, Calvin Russell on the putback by itself, it seems. So Syracuse goes out with a 20-point defeat, 88-68, your final score. Welcome back to the Dome alongside Max Gifford. I'm John Boccio. Syracuse down 10-8 to Hofstra, and the Pride have gotten off to a hot start. The point guard, Preston Edmeade, 6 points on 2 triples already tonight. He's the leading assister in the conference, but it's his scoring that's been his biggest asset so far.
Yeah, Preston Edmeade has lit it up so far. Him and Cruz Davis, you mentioned the Pride just running their game through the guards. And so far, Syracuse's bigs have actually done a good job keeping any traffic out of the lanes, except for one time. And as soon as they got that opportunity, that's when Victoriano Etu slammed it down to give Hofstra the lead that they ultimately hold right now. I think Syracuse, again, just a little bit off balance to start this game. I think the energy is a little better than what you saw against St. Joseph, but I think this is a better Hofstra team than St. Joseph's.
Yeah, absolutely. Manned by headman Speedy Claxton in year 5 as the Pride head coach. Was an assistant at Hofstra for 8 years, and then also an NBA player for 10. An NBA champion at 03 with the Spurs. He has had his guards up and ready for this game.
The pick and roll offense is something that he has praised all season long, and that's exactly what he's run so far. Betsy, Soiree, and Kyan Anthony check into the game for the Orange. Starling and Kings, the only men remaining from the starting lineup. No switches for the Pride. Right wing, here's Kings. Dribbles top of the key, passes left corner for Anthony. He dribbles left short corner, goes up for the layup. It's blocked by Onuetu and rolls out of bounds. Syracuse will take the ball back, but Onuetu was all over Anthony. Anthony inbounds to Starling at the logo, comes off right screen, fires a three, strings it. J.J. Starling puts the Orange back up. He's got 5 on the night. It's 11-10, SU over the Pride. 5.5 minutes into the first.
JJ's looked good so far, already 3 for 4 and 2 for 2 from distance.
Edmeade top of the key, comes off the left, fires another triple. That one off the front iron. Syracuse pulls down the rebound. Nate Kings over the timeline, guarded by Davis. Behind the back dribble to the left corner, double teamed, gives it up for Soiree. Passes out to the right wing with Anthony. Bodies off his defender, gives it to an open Starling. He pump fakes the three, drives down left alley, right hand, layup off the window and in. J.J. Starling, 5 quick points to put the Orange up 13-10, just about 6 minutes into the first half.
And how about 10 points for Starling in less than 7 minutes?
His first multi-3 game since Kansas. As Edmeade comes off a screen but is fouled, J.J. Starling slapped his right hand off the pick. In comes Biggie Patterson, the 6'7" senior guard. Hofstra to inbound from the far side. Davis on the scorer's table. Kings guarding the inbound. Onuetu and Decady check out. As Silas Sunday also comes in for the Pride. He'll be the one taking the inbound. Gets it back. Here's Davis over to the right side. Now down to the charity stripe. Loses his dribble, gets it right back, puts up a lefty layup. A foul, no good on the lay. Cruz Davis got as aggressive as can be. Seemed like that one was on Soiree, I believe. Rather, that one's going to be on Kings. So Davis will go to the line for 2. Second leading scorer in the CAA's first is Cash. Davis, nearly a 70% free throw shooter. A Patino product, started at Iona, came with him to St. John's, and last year transferred to Hofstra. His second is bagged to make it 13-12, Syracuse on top. 6.5 minutes into the first.
That's the last guy you want to go to the line for the Pride. Unlike Syracuse, he is pretty consistent at the free throw line.
Top of the key here, Starling comes off the right screen, attacks right alley. Righty floater is up and good. J.J. Starling, have yourself a day. 12 points on the night already. Hasn't exceeded that number in a full game all season. It's 15-12, Syracuse on top, 7 minutes into the first half. Sunday, top of the arc, picks up his dribble, gives up Davis. Double teamed, swings to the left wing. Plotnikov fakes it, 18-footer, off the rim and out. Syracuse the board. Kyan Anthony in transition down the near side. Guarded by Davis, calls for the screen from Soiree, fakes off of it. Bodies up his defender, gives Starling top of the key. He pulls it off the heel and out. Hofstra the board. Davis down the near side. Goes to the top of the key, thinks about a shot, doesn't take it. Kicks right corner, Patterson fakes it. Anthony reads his move, spins away off of him. Down to the charity stripe, the 12-foot fader. Nothing but air. Battle for the board, Sunday has it. Aaron pass away, Kings picks it up, and Edmeade fouls. A huge defensive possession for the Orange. Silas Sunday may have pulled down the rebound, but Syracuse stays with it and gets the ball right back on its own sideline. As Will Kyle checks into the game. Soiree and Starling out for SU. Nate George comes back in. And he'll be the one to take it up.
And how about 2 fouls early on Edmeade? That's a big player to get out early.
Anthony off left screen, kicks right wing George. Now into the right corner, Kings. No dribbles, takes a three, air ball. Plotnikov with the board. Davis battles to keep it in. A lazy pass rolls, and Hofstra picks it back up. Nice play by Jaden Roberts to get it back to Cruz Davis as Davis drives to the inside. Lefty finger roll is in. A 1-point game, and now up the floor. Will Kyle fakes one way, goes up, loses the ball, but fouled. Kyle tries saying it's a goaltend. We'll get an official ruling in just a moment. Wow, this one has been a back and forth affair, Max. We'll take an official review, and we'll also take a quick break. 15-14, Syracuse lead over Hofstra. You're listening to the original home of the Orange, WAER.
Snoddy faces his first righty. Here's the pitch showing bunt, but it gets over his bat on the fastball low and away.
The Bristol infielders still playing at their normal depth. We'll see if Loikitz goes do it again.
Shortstop Nomura takes a couple steps in towards the runner Schrader. 0-1. Loikitz shows bunt again. He lays it down, but it'll roll foul to the right side. Perfectly placed fastball high and out. Makes it 0-2. Forces Loikitz to start swinging the bat.
If he would have gotten that down, it might have gone for a bunt single.
No balls and 2 strikes with runners on first and second and none out. Bottom 6. Valley down by 4. 0-2. Curveball misses well outside and low. Just 3 strikes on 12 pitches thus far from Snoddy. Here's the 1-2. Fastball way inside, clips Loikitz, and that'll load up the bags with none out.
And eerily similar to that second for Batuyos on the mound. That just can't happen for Snoddy. Worked well to get 2 strikes on Loikitz. Is now going to have to bear down and try and keep these Blue Sox off the scoreboard.
Wyatt Hunt steps into the left-handed box. He's 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts. He's got the bases loaded. Schrader 90 feet away, Darnell on second, and Loikitz on first. Back-to-back walks, and then a plunk from Snoddy. Still none out, bottom 6. The first pitch to Hunt is a breaking ball that hits the low and away corner in this lefty-lefty matchup. Snoddy, a tough start to his NECBL debut, but can he keep runs off the board? 0-1. That one cracked to the shortstop Nomura. He lines out the throw to second. It's a double play.
And what a play by this Bristol defense. Boy, do they need that. Nomura has been a walking highlight reel at shortstop all night long. Probably the biggest play of the night for both sides.
A massive 2 outs to boost the confidence of Robert Snoddy on the hill. Makes it runners on the corners, but danger has not totally escaped the air. First baseman Hopko back on the bag. Third baseman Irizarry backs up from the infield grass. Here's Hayden Perry. The first pitch to him is lined back foul. 0-1.
If Snoddy could get out of this inning unscathed, what a turn of events it would be for the Blues defense. Really felt like the Blue Sox would get at least 1. Bases loaded, nobody out, but now suddenly a huge momentum shift.
0-1 to the righty. Stroked up the middle, straightaway center field after a couple steps back. Shanley Wall will make the catch. Bases loaded, none out. To a clean sheet in the bottom of the 6th. Robert Snoddy escapes trouble with a little bit of help from his defense in his NECBL debut. It's still 6-2. Blues lead into the top of the 7th.